Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you another shell challenge. Now, I know I did one last week, and I'll be real with you, it wasn't on my to-do list. When I was doing my A to Z challenge, towards the end, came up with ideas for March, April, and May, and I only had one shell that was part of it. And that was obviously Lady's shell last week, and I had so much fun with that. And I spent forever and a day on that as well. And then, yeah, maybe like a week before this shell was actually due, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna make it super detailed. And so that's what I've done. And I haven't cut anything out. I really wanted to cut a bunch of things out, but I really enjoyed this whole build. So, I do not cut anything out. Apologies if you can hear a dog barking in the backyard. I think that's a neighbor's dog. But anyway, yeah, I had a whole bunch of fun with this. It took me about 2 days. So it took me 6 hours and 10 minutes, I think. And I did it over 2 days. So I did it on the Sunday that it was actually due. I might have started it a little earlier, but I think actually no, I didn't. I started it on the Sunday, an hour and a half after it was supposed to be due. But I do know there was a second set of tours to be done, and so I was like, all right, fine, I'll finish it by the Tuesday. And I finished it maybe like 2 minutes into stream, into T1nksy's stream, which was so super exciting for me because I was like, I did it, I'm finished, it's done, and I felt so happy and proud of myself. And I had no idea that there was some pack limitations. There's only one pack, it's the new Crystal Creations pack. And so T1nksy couldn't tour it. But he said he's gonna get it soon and he will be touring it next time he streams. So I'm very excited for that because I spent, like I said, 6 hours and 10 minutes on this. I spent 2 hours on while he was streaming the first time, and then I spent 2 hours on stream myself. About 2.5 hours stream, but I think it was about 2 hours total of streaming. Because my dogs, not my dogs, but the dogs I live with decided it would be a great idea to run out onto the road, and so I had to take a break and go catch them. And then after that, I finished it up in time for the stream. Like I said, so T1nksy started his stream and I was doing some last minute touches, and then he said hello right as I pressed save, like the last save for this build. And I was so happy, so proud of myself for finally getting it done. So yeah, the shell was to make a non-residential build, and that's kind of what I did. So I built it's called M&M's Book and Jeweler. So it is, the M and the M stand for Misha and Macy. In case you didn't know, Misha is T1nksy's cat and Macy is my cat, and since it's T1nksy's shell, I put Misha first. And yeah, that we have Misha and Macy actually in the build a couple of times. So we have some statues of them, and then we have actual like debug cats that are supposed to represent them. So yeah, there's the whole point of this is some grumpy old man lives here, but later in the build I find out he's a wizard. Because I don't make the characters up in my head. I start to, and then the build tells me what they're like. I found out that this guy was magical, not just interested in gems, which was super handy because it helped me with the basement, which I forgot about probably about 12 times. The basement's right at the end. But on the entry level, the ground floor, first floor, whatever you want to call it, I don't really care. The floor that you enter the building on, it is the Book and Jeweler. So you can buy books and jewelry from there, but like don't loiter too long. If you just you're supposed to just show up, buy the things, and then leave. That's it. No life story, no questions, no, blah blah blah. Just get in, get it done, get out. That's the vibe of this old man. So if you're like that, he doesn't hate you. But if you are like that, he does hate you. Because why would you spend so long in the store? Go away. He's very, very grumpy and very, very old. And also for some reason I couldn't get all of the debug stuff to show up. I actually had to search for it, which is really weird because I've never had to search for it before. Normally it just shows up, and I'm not sure if that's because of like the mods not being updated or what. But yeah, it was just not happening, and I tried deleting mods, updating them, getting rid of them, reinstalling them, finding them again, getting different, like it just it was not working out for me, and I was getting really frustrated. Eventually I just gave up and found them in search actually. Actually, yeah, just double checking my mods now. I think Better Build By just got updated, so hopefully that will fix my problem. I'm still waiting for Tool to be updated, but I understand that it's currently in its early access mode, which is fair because you can move the whole, I don't know what it's called, like the thing, I don't know. So if I could, I'd absolutely support every mod and CC creator that I could. Unfortunately, I am not made of money. But if I was, I would absolutely support these people because it's awesome. And I'd also absolutely be upgrading my PC so that I could have more and more and more. I would totally be that meme where it's like girls who invest $1 bajillion into a computer all just to play Sims. Yeah, that's me. I'm not even ashamed of it. That's me. So yeah, I definitely would like to, yeah, basically support content creators, I guess. I mean, it's the same with people on Twitch. I would absolutely love to subscribe to all of them, you know, get like a year's subscription to all of them every year. Because I just love supporting people, but I'm not made of money and it makes me really sad that I can't support them in that way. But, you know, I still try and support everyone in other ways, such as, you know, watching all the ads and sharing them, I guess, to other people who maybe can support them in a better way than I can. Which is why, yeah, I'm definitely hyping up T1nksy's. And all the other people, like, if you go back to any of my other videos, I do talk a lot about, the people I've made friends with and I follow and things like that. But today's T1nksy's. So, I'm not gonna lie, T1nksy's has the most wholesome, supportive, caring community I've ever met. And, I feel really, really happy and close and connected, to all these people. And of course he's got a cat. So, you know, that's you if you have a cat, you've won me over. There's some other streamers who, like, they're wonderful people too, don't get me wrong, but I'm there for the cats. I'm not gonna lie. I think cats are better than people most of the time. And so yeah, if you've got a cat, definitely let me know down below, and I will definitely, like, if you're a streamer or you make videos or you post on anywhere. I mean, not TikTok. I don't do the TikTok. But if you're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, I don't really know anything else. Let me know if you have a cat, and I will support you because I love cats. And I'm here to support the cats all day, every day. I mean, I'm also here to support real life people, but cats are definitely. I love cats. They're brilliant. They're great. But no, T1nksy's is also great. He has a wonderful community. He makes sure to support everyone, and he really does care. Like, the other night in stream, I said something about, you know, oh, he said something about having a party at my house, and like as a joke, and I was like, I've just cleaned the house and now I gotta pack it all up. Please, please, no parties. And he's like, what do you mean packing? Like, I don't understand, Taylor. What's going on? He calls me Taylor, by the way. A lot of people call me Tinker. A lot of people call me Taylor. Some people call me Tink. I like it. He calls me Taylor. And he's like, yeah, like, what do you mean? And I told him that I'm moving, because yeah, spoiler alert. That's some exciting news. I'm moving. And he was just so supportive and so nice and so sweet and was like, make sure to take care of yourself and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, he's so, so sweet. And I think you all should follow him. You all should go head over to Twitch. It's free to follow. Um, it's a little different to YouTube if you are unaware. Because YouTube is subscribing is free, but you can also become a member. But over there, following is free, but subscribing isn't. Yeah, it's free to follow and so super fun to hang out with T1nksy's and his little group of people. So I say little group, there's quite a lot of people over there, and at first I was a little bit loitery and I'd only mention things here or there, but he made me feel comfortable and his whole community made me feel comfortable the moment I went in there. And I definitely recommend hanging out over there. Yeah, anyway. I say anyway like that doesn't matter, it does matter, you should absolutely follow T1nksy's. No, but the point of accidentally spoiling that I'm moving, that was the next thing I was gonna bring up. But yeah, I'm moving. I know I just moved 5 months ago. I think I won't even make it to the 6-month mark. I think, hang on. Yeah, no, actually I don't even make it to the 5-month mark. It's 4.5 months. Cool, fantastic. I just realized that 4.5 months of living where I'm at now, and now I'm moving. And I found out 2 days ago, and I'm moving in a week and a half. So not next Monday, but the Monday after I'm moving. So the Tuesday stream might not happen. It really depends on how fast we get things set up. I've moved a lot in my lifetime, so I am sort of a pro at moving and packing. So like some people would be like, "What? You have 2 weeks to pack?" Yeah, we've packed in a day, like a single day. Like we went through the house and got rid of things that we didn't need, but we packed in a single day. We did have some helpers come in and they grab everything and they just put it in boxes and that's it. And there was 4 of us packing and we packed an entire house in a day. Now, if you have a small house, I understand that's pretty easy to pack a small house in a day, especially if you don't have a lot of stuff. But I come from a slightly bigger family and this was when we were living in a place where like a little money could take you a long way, so it wasn't hard to have nice things. And I was extremely grateful for it. And now, yeah, now I'm living with 7 other people, a bunch of animals, and packing in 2 weeks and moving to a slightly bigger place, because we do not fit here at all. It's tiny compared to, well, it's not tiny. It's smaller than what we need. It's tiny for us. I want to be real, like it's still a quite nice large house. I want to be transparent and grateful for what I have. But we are living on top of each other at the moment. Because yeah, like I said, there's 8 people in this house plus a bunch of animals. There's a lot going on in this house. We're moving to somewhere where it's slightly more manageable, and yeah, just a little more easy to deal with. And there's even enough room for me to have a little office space. It's not huge. It's yeah, pretty much big enough for 2 desks. So I'm sharing the office with Onion. If you don't know who Onion is, he is my best friend, and he does have a YouTube he hasn't posted in a while, and I keep pestering him to keep posting. But he plays a different game. I'm not a I play The Sims and that's pretty much it. So to tell you what game Onion plays, I call him Onion. It's not Onion. His name's Orion. Orion's gear. I call him Onion though. Yeah, he plays a different game. And I mean, if you look up Orion's Gear, you'll find his channel, and if you're interested in that game, definitely give him a follow. He's really, really good at what he does, but he refuses to acknowledge that, so yeah. But long story short, we are sharing a little office space, which I'm not mad at. I'm fine with that. Because we kind of share a little desk area now. And yeah, very excited for that. But yeah, in 2 weeks. Plus uni's started back, so the long and the short of it is I'm started uni this week. I'm packing this week, next week. I'm moving the week after that. Unpacking for the next 2 weeks, and then most of the household goes on holidays. They all booked a cruise, and I decided I didn't want to go on it. I didn't even live with these people when they decided to go on the cruise, but they did offer to have me, like, did ask me if I wanted to join and go with them and gave me all the details, but I'm at uni and I have mandatory classes, so I couldn't go. But now that I live here with these people, I can actually take care of the house while they're gone, because they were going to have to ask someone to look after the house, and it couldn't have been me because I didn't even live in the same state as them at the time. So yeah, long story short, I'm gonna be packing, unpacking, and then taking care of the whole household and all the animals in it. Which, I mean, it's not too much. I can handle that. That's fine. But it's just like, when do I get a break? I do get my break the week before everyone goes on holidays, so that'll be really handy, especially to get a head start on assessments and builds and unpacking. And I'm gonna be real, it's probably gonna be a week of me barely keeping on top of things, because there's gonna be a lot to do. But I'm so thankful for that break week, and then I'm so thankful that everyone's going on holidays, because it means I don't have to worry about being not perfect, but like keeping on top of everything and being okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, no, I'll get to it when I get to it, and we'll be done before these guys get back. But I won't be alone because Onion is also not going. Because of similar reasons to me, just it would have been a massive inconvenience. Because again, we didn't even live in the state, and we would have had to fly down to get on a boat to then have that boat go to the state we live in, and then back to the state we don't live in, fly back, and then go back to normal. Like, it was so, it wouldn't have worked out. So, and I think I also have an exam during that time anyway, so it wouldn't have worked. It would have been more than mildly inconvenient and massively financially burdensome. So instead, we're having a stay-at-home holiday, which I love. Like, don't get me wrong, I like going on holidays, but I love stay-at-home holidays because I just get to do what I want, and, you know, I don't mind cleaning the house, and I don't mind cooking for myself, and, you know, taking animals on walks and feeding them and all that sort of fun stuff. Like, I don't mind any of that. Because sometimes what you actually need is a break. You need to be able to sit down, rest and relax and not do a thing. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. And I'm very keen for it because, I seem to never get a break. Every time there is a break or a holiday or time for me to rest, there's something for me to do. And it's either moving or the A to Z challenge, A to Z challenge. Which reminds me, if you want to take part in the A to Z challenge, you absolutely can. So if you've never heard of it before, this is your first time, what it is a challenge where for 26 weeks, starting in sometimes late June, early July, basically the last 26 weeks of the year, you get a letter. So first week is A, second week is B, last week is Z. You get those letters and you build something based on that letter. So I've done it for 2 years now. I do it in February for 26 days. That's what the last 26 days were well, I said the last 26 days, but the first 26 days of February were absolutely insane. That's what it was. And then I run it for you guys as a 26-week challenge. So if you are interested in doing that, definitely check out my Discord and my Instagram. I will be hosting it on both sites. Because Instagram eats posts, I'm getting my entries off of Discord, but I am promoting it on Instagram. Also on Discord, but you have to be a part of the Discord to be able to promote it, if that makes any sense. Like, if none of you are a part of Discord and I'm promoting it over there, no one's gonna see it. So I'm doing it in both places. And if you are interested, yeah, definitely check them both out. Now, if you can only get, like, if you only have one of those places and not the other, that's absolutely fine. You can message me on either one. So if you're part of the Discord, just go right in the Discord, like, hey, I don't have Instagram, but I want to be a part of this challenge, and you absolutely can. If you're on Instagram and you don't have Discord, you can DM me the, I don't know what it's called, the entry, that's the word. And the best part about this whole challenge is you don't have to participate in every week. So I put up a little poll on Instagram asking people if they wanted to take part, and some people said they just wanted to watch and vote, which is absolutely fine. I'm still not sure if I'm doing communal voting or if I'm voting myself this time. I'm gonna have some like guest voting, but it's definitely something that I would like to take part in. Take part in. I'm running it, of course. No, I don't mind if you guys don't want to participate and you just want to follow along. That's absolutely fine. But you also can just participate in 1 week, or some weeks, or all of them. Like it's the whole point of the challenge is to challenge you, basically. You know, maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to do all of them, but I want to do the challenging letters. You know, I found E, Q, X, Y, Z, and sometimes W to be a bit challenging. So maybe you take 2 of those challenges, maybe you do Q and X, and you go, okay, for the whole time I'll be working on Q and X. And that's all you do. That's perfectly fine. I am not at all going to be upset if that's all you do, because again, the challenge is to challenge you, to think outside the box, to do something fun and different, and you know, having a look at all the different things that people have done is really, really cool. There are some things I've never thought of. Like Tiny Snub did for Q, she did Q's Marsh, which apparently is Final Fantasy IX. I have no idea. But yeah, like she did that for her Q, and it was just really, really cool to see. You know, I don't really do terrain editing in landscaping all that much or that well either. But, you know, seeing something like that, it really challenged me to like, okay, you should probably do something like that. It would be really fun. Like make a swamp or something. And it was really, really cool. And I think that's kind of going to be something that I want to do. Is just challenge myself and do some really fun different things. So I might actually do the 26-week challenge alongside you guys. I'm not entirely sure. I might not. There's still a bunch of things I want to really iron out, because the first time running it, like it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't 100% smooth. So I want to just really smooth it out and make it work, because I really, really enjoyed it. And I hope you will do too. And again, if you just want to watch and follow along and give suggestions and whatever, that's absolutely fine. You will probably see all of the people on Instagram who participated last year. Those are definitely people I recommend you follow. Some of these people have said they absolutely want to take part in it again. And you've just reminded me to check the poll, because we've had a few more people vote. This is actually really, really awesome. So last year we had Sims World Building, We had Johnny by the Sims. We had Rinks. I don't remember all the people off the top of my head. We had Kitty or Witching Mermaid. We had Tattooed Simmer. We had Loveland 28.sims and Tiny Snub. I'm forgetting someone, and I know I am, and it's bothering me. Lady XMP. I'm sorry, Lady, for forgetting you. I could check, but I'm really terrible with remembering. Anyway, yeah, we had a whole bunch of people, so I'm definitely forgetting some people. And if you took part and I didn't say your name, I'm really sorry. Um, this is literally the first. I'm literally recording the first thing. I've just woken up like not that long ago, and it's been a while since I've looked at it. Jubileen took part. Um, Justine, can't remember her name, her Instagram name, but Justine took part. Yeah, like a whole bunch of people took part. Definitely check these people out because they did really, really awesome. And I'm so thankful that these people did because I am like really, really keen for it. And there's some new people who've said they are interested in taking part, which makes me really, really happy. So yeah. Um, that is the A to Z challenge. And I'm really keen for the challenge. And again, with the challenge, it's all about challenging you. So if you want to do a room build, you do a room build. If you want to do a proper full-blown build, you do a proper full-blown build. If you want to participate in all of them, you participate in all of them. If you just want to do one, you just do one. It's something that you do not have to commit yourself to. And that's my favorite bit of it is, for me, I have to because it's my challenge. I have to do it every week. I have to, like, not I don't have to do the builds every week. That's why I haven't done it in the 26-week challenge before. But when I do it in 26 days in February, I have to do it. Like that's my challenge. I have to do it. But you guys do not. The only thing you have to do is what you want. Yeah. So I had someone who just participated in A, and then they said, look, life got in the way, and I fell behind, and you know I couldn't keep up with it. And I said to them, that is more than fine. You do not have to participate in every single build, and I'm so grateful that you even took part in just this one. And even all the people who just voted. You know, some people didn't participate, but they voted. And that really, really made me feel so happy because it's just amazing what you guys come up with. And being able to hang out with the people and you know, look at it all together. Like, none of us have seen this before. It's really cool. It's really fun. Um, and I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's involved in any way, shape, or form. Um, you know, even my best friend Onion. He didn't take part in the challenge, but he did help me with a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So, you know, if you took part in any way, shape, or form, if you helped other people come up with ideas, if you watched them, if you encouraged them, or anything like that, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of you because, again, without any of you, this challenge wouldn't exist. And I had so much fun with it. So, very keen to do it again. And I'm absolutely, yeah, absolutely happy to do it again. Like I said before, might be doing it as a 26-week challenge with you guys. But I might put a spin on my own. So like I've been thinking about doing like maybe I do a challenge where I do like a brand and I've got to build a brand each time, or you know, I've got to pick a certain style of build or something like that. Again, I don't want to limit myself because this challenge is meant to be really conceptual and like freeing. Like don't get me wrong, I love shell challenges. Like there's another shell challenge that I found recently that I might be doing. It's due Monday, and it'll push back all of the builds I've got that are not shells, but I don't know, I just really love doing shells. You'll see there's like a period of me doing a whole bunch of shells, and then I'll stay away from them for a while, then I'll do a whole bunch again, and then I'll stay away from them for a while. So yeah, if you are someone who likes the idea of like wanting a challenge but not being restricted, this is definitely a challenge for you because, like I said, you get given a letter and that's it. That's it. That's all you have. And it's up to you and your creativity to come up with something really, really amazing. So the first year I did it, I did an army barrack for A, but then this year I did an airport, which was actually inspired by some of the builds from the A to Z challenge when I ran it last year as the 26-week challenge. And I'm pretty sure that I will be doing that again next year as a 26-week challenge, and again taking inspiration from the people who participated, who will participate this year, hopefully. I mean, some of them I absolutely didn't. Some of them I just took my own inspo and ran with it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely going to try and pre-build a lot of builds though, because I keep leaving them all to last minute and I hate it. So I'm already thinking about maybe each year I do a different theme or something like that for myself, just to challenge myself. And I've already kind of got an idea of what I want to do for the first one. But I don't want to limit you guys. So for you guys, it's literally just a letter and that's it. If you choose to do builds, you're insane, but you go girl. If you choose to do rooms, absolutely fine. Some of the rooms have been some of my favorite because they're just, you can tell how much detail and effort and love went into them without being over there. Like, sometimes doing proper builds can be a lot and you can see where people lose motivation, but a room build is, you know, you just focus on that room and it's really cool. And a lot of the times I can actually see, like if you've done a room build, I can see the rest of the house in my mind that's attached to it. So it's really, really, really cool. And yeah, I think this is going to be another challenge that super motivates me. And I'm definitely going to reach out to some people to see if they want to maybe get in on the voting. Do I want to do it as a communal voting again? Do I want to do it as group voting? Like, what do I want to do? I definitely want to make it super fun, super exciting. And yeah, I'm super keen for it. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. It will be announced closer to the time, but I pretty much promote it every video for the month after and the month before the challenge. Like the month after my 26-week challenge and the month before your version of the challenge. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing a lot of work on it, and I'm very keen for that. So yeah, if you are keen for it, definitely let me know down below. Like I said, it'd be run in my Instagram and Discord, which are both linked below, and then we tour them on Twitch, but you don't have to worry about that until February next year. But Twitch is also linked down below. So everything is all linked together. And I'm very, very, very keen to share a challenge with you guys because it was so much fun. And I think every single week we had at least 3 people build, which was so super cool. And made it really easy to tour the builds. Because in the first week I think we had 8, and that was still really, really manageable. And I'm really happy that it's still kind of a small challenge because I don't want to get overwhelmed with, like, you know, there's 26 rooms or something to tour. Because me being me, I'd absolutely tour all of them. Because I think everyone should be seen. And I get why people like Little Simsy and James Turner, like why they all don't, because they get hundreds, if not thousands of, I don't know thousands, but definitely hundreds of entries, and you can't do them all. It's impossible. So yeah, I don't know, if you want to take part in this challenge, like I said before, definitely check it out, have a look around, let me know down below. I definitely want to try and make it as accessible and easy to everyone as possible, because I do not want people to feel like they can't take part in challenges. And again, I just really want to make it really, really, really clear for you all. You do not have to take part in every single week. You can take part in 1, 2, okay, from 0 to 26. That's how many you can take part in. I did have someone participate twice in 1 week, and I think if it gets any bigger, I will limit it to 1 post, but at the moment I'm not too mad if you do 2, because it was 2 small rooms, which I'm okay with. Like, it's fairly manageable, fairly easy to have a look at. Yeah, I will be putting up like all the rules. I mean, it's not gonna be that many rules. It's basically just the guidelines for it. Because there's gonna be no pack limitations. There's gonna be I'm gonna say if you do CC, I probably won't be able to tour it, but you still can enter if you want. I haven't fully decided on that. But if I do, I'll make the CC entries separate to the non-CC entries. Because I don't want console players to have even more of a disadvantage than they already have. Not that every console player I've ever come across, you're amazing. You're all mind-blowingly good, and I don't understand how you do it, because you're so limited. I don't get it. Like, you don't have Tool, you don't have any of the other mods I have. Yeah, like, sorry, I just had a coughing fit. I probably cut it out, but no, I was saying, like, console players do not have all the CC and mods that PC players have access to, and it makes me kind of sad. But Tattooed Simmer, who's actually one of the people who the console player, said that it kind of forces you to be creative. You have to learn how to be creative. You have to learn how to make things without the use of mods. And I think that's so true. It's kind of making me want to get console so that I can just practice. I mean, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to have the vanilla game. But I'm going to go through and like practice being creative without the use of mods, without the use of CC and all that. To try and bring up my creativity, because I mean, if you also know Fresh Pick, Freshy is also another, well, he was a console player and now he's a PC player, and this is why his creativity is just off the charts, is because he was limited at one time and now he is no longer limited. It's like, I don't know how to, it's like if you had a cheetah, right? One of the fastest land animals. Actually, no. I believe a pigeon. There's a certain type of pigeon that's faster. But anyway, there's a bird, falcon maybe. Now, if you put a falcon in a really large aviary, it would still be able to fly around and like be super fast and whatever, but it would be held back, and that's what console players are. They're forced to be a falcon in an aviary. But when you take a console player and you put them in on a PC, it's like you've opened the door to that aviary and you've let that bird be free and go out. And it's insane. It's insane how good these people are. You know, just yeah, I feel like the mods and the CC for me make me into like, I don't want to say a pigeon, because pigeons actually aren't all that stupid, but I don't know, what's a slow bird? A chicken. Yeah, it's turned me into a chicken. Chickens don't really fly. You know, I can if I tried hard enough. I mean, I know a chicken can't fly as far and hard and fast as a falcon, but this is not the look. This analogy isn't working. Maybe I'm a falcon who just decides to be a chicken because it's easier. Or it doesn't take as much brain power. I don't know. But long story short, console players are amazing and are kind of forced to be better, I guess, because of the limitations. And it's amazing. It's really, really cool. And actually the bit that I may or may not be working on, normally when I talk and I haven't cut things out, what I'm saying lines up with what's being shown on the video, but because I probably cut out the bit where I was coughing up my lungs and crying, it's probably not lined up anymore. But there's a little side basement room next to the stairs where a bunch of toys and a cauldron with a weird, I think it's coral, goes into. The things that I hang from the ceiling, and this whole room is actually kind of inspired by Fresh Pick. He's a part of this thing called the Clutter Wars, and he is someone who he basically hung a bunch of things from the ceiling using a bunch of different things. And it's to the point where, like, I don't think I'd be able to download the build. I think my PC might poop itself. So yeah, this was definitely inspired by him. But speaking of PC pooping itself, I'm definitely upgrading my PC soon. I just have to wait till move, and I've been saving up for a few new spare parts, well, not spare parts, but a few new parts. And I'm very keen for that because it should hopefully mean that I can run the game better, I can stream better, I can use CC finally, and yeah, I'm just very excited for it. So yeah, that's definitely for sure something I would like to do in the future, but until then, we're stuck with slightly laggy game. Also, in case you're wondering how I am making these lights turn off, when you are in build mode, if you press shift and then you left click a light, it'll come up with that little panel of changing the light color and the intensity of it and all that sort of stuff. So yes, shift, left click. Which is really annoying because to duplicate, you need to hold shift. So if you try to duplicate a light, you need to click the light and then click shift. So left click and then shift. But sometimes it still brings up, it's super annoying. But yeah, long story short, I'm very excited to upgrade my computer. But I also want to try and do some stuff without CC. I was talking in the A to Z challenge about getting a bunch of CC, and I do have it. I had to uninstall it just because my computer was not happy. It took 4 minutes to load into. When you have mods and CC, you can have it show up in the, like, on the home page of the game. I don't know what to call it, like the main page, the starting bit. And it said you have so much CC that it'll take 4 minutes just to load into the game because of that. Unless you turn that thing off. And I was like, I kind of like seeing what mods I actually have installed. It helps me know which ones I've taken out, which ones I need to update, like blah blah blah. So I'll just uninstall it for now. And hopefully in the future, it'll be a lot easier. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go in and reinstall a bunch of mods and CC. I mean, my mods are still there, but CC. And I think I might start with like one person CC because I downloaded a bunch and then got super overwhelmed. So I might start with one person's like set of stuff and then work my way out from there. Because a lot of people are like, I want to know what CC you've used, and I'm gonna have a whole bunch of it. So I'm gonna have to like put a list together of everything I've downloaded and be like, it may be one of these. I don't know because I don't even know all the games in the vanilla game, like all the items in the vanilla game. So yeah, I don't really know, but it's definitely something I'm interested in and looking forward to, and I've definitely fallen down that rabbit hole, and I'm so super excited about it. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, so yeah, that's pretty much it. We are getting close to the end. I have no idea how much longer I'm actually supposed to talk for because I'm supposed to be cutting some stuff out. But I'm gonna say... no, I'll talk for a little bit more. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but no, definitely go check out T1nksy's. That's what I'm going to talk about. Definitely check out T1nksy's because he's amazing. Such a vibe. He's an Aussie like me, and he streams, I think, about 3 times a week. Also, make sure to check out Fresh Pick and Tat and Tiny and Kitty and Lady and anyone else I've mentioned and anyone else related to those people because they're all amazing and I love building the community. And I've met all these people through each other. So yeah, definitely go check out all these people. Most of them are on Instagram. All of them are on Twitch. And some of them are on YouTube. So definitely go check them all out. But I reckon until then, this shall be it. Thank you guys so much for staying in this extremely long video. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.